Something completely awesome. This thing's about to launch. The Enable Savings Plan is among the first ABLE plans available nationwide.
It'll give people with disabilities an important opportunity, a way to save for their future by creating a financial reserve. This program is a big deal, and there's a big day planned tomorrow to kick things off.
Yes, there is. From First National Bank, Deborah Goodkun is here, and Chris Rodriguez is with the National Disability Institute. Great to have you both with us.
Good to have you in
I hope we
Omaha.
can put this into perspective, because this is a really huge deal. Exactly what is this Enable Savings Plan, and what does it mean for the disability community, more importantly?
Well, what it really means is that they can have their hopes and dreams and financial aspirations, and they can save for those hopes and dreams. Currently, individuals with disabilities can only have $2,000 of assets in their name before it impacts their public benefits. And so this is a wonderful way to enable individuals and their families to plan for their future.
It's so, I mean, to me, I'm thinking, why didn't this happen before? Because it was so needed, but I'm glad you did it at First National Bank. And I think it's really cool that you leaned on the community, of which your organization, Chris, is a part of it. But how did you go about creating it and turning to some of these organizations and the folks they serve to really make sure you were getting it right?
I think the most important part was not to feel at First National that we knew what we were doing. I don't have any family member with disabilities, and we just decided we're part of the community, we serve the community, let's go to the community and find out what they really need. So we've been spending these last 7 months in communities with advocates, providers, and most importantly, families with individuals with disabilities. We call them our heroes. And they'll all be there in honor tomorrow as well.
That.
And they taught us.
Yeah, they'll be there and excited to get this plan going. And Chris, you worked with people like Chris through this whole process. Chris, how will this impact the people that your organization represents?
Absolutely. So I work for National Disability Institute, and we represent folks with disabilities, and we have a very focused mission on increasing economic mobility and financial self-sufficiency among all Americans with disabilities. And as Deborah said, so many circumstances exist that really leave people with disabilities impoverished. One of those significant factors is the fact that many of them are not allowed to have more than $2,000 worth of assets at any given time, or else they could lose a lot of those federally funded means-tested benefits that allow them to live independently in the community. For the first time ever, they're going to be able to set short and long-term savings goals and really have the opportunity to build on their American dream and be part of the economic mainstream the same as anybody else.
And the independence long term, you know, if their parents are there and part of their lives now, or these caregivers, when they think about their needs, and you don't always know what those are, you don't have a crystal ball to be able to tell, to have that, those resources available, it's got to be peace of mind. Deborah, you are in Omaha. We think about First National Bank as an Omaha institution. Where is this plan going to be offered? Not just in Omaha.
It's not. It's going to be offered nationwide, and we're very proud that we're being able to offer it nationwide, and obviously in Nebraska as well.
So who's eligible? Who can have one of these accounts, and how do they get registered for this? How does it all work?
Starting tomorrow, you can go online and you can open up an account.
And we've got the clock right there on the screen. There's a countdown. It's that big of a deal.
Are you I see you rubbing your knees like you only have 14 hours.
Yeah, oh no, I have to do a lot in 14 hours. No, we're ready to go. Starting tomorrow, they could go online and open up an account. If the individual with disabilities have a conservator or a guardian, they need to fill out a paper form. There's a phone number where you could call us if you need to talk to us, and it's going to be really exciting.
And I want to underscore something on the screen now, tax-free. That's huge, because we said before, simple, straightforward, tax-free is another big deal. And then tomorrow, I am so excited, because we'll be there live to cover this tomorrow. What are you doing at the zoo?
Oh, we're doing everything at the zoo. We're starting with a press conference that will begin at 9 o'clock. And then we are going to have a signing wall where people over the last week have had this big wall, and they have signed, I am able to, and they write what they're able to do. I signed, I'm able to launch Enable. I'm able to, you know, play the piano. And others have taken a lot of time to figure out what they're able to do. So we're having a signing wall. We'll have people there ready to talk. We're going to have magicians. We're going to have amazing Arthur. We're going to have animals walking around the zoo.
Your
lunch.
heroes are going to be there.
All my heroes and their families will be there. 500 people have RSVP'd.
Wow.
That's
And Chris, you're going to be there too, I
I will
assume.
be
You're in
there.
town from Washington, D.C.
I am.
So let's talk about how this will impact the broader mission of what you're trying to do, because this is a nationwide program.
Exactly, exactly. So again, the National Disability Institute is the only disability-related advocacy organization that solely concentrates on economic mobility and financial self-sufficiency of people with disabilities. So obviously the enactment of the ABLE Act and the launching of programs such as Enable is something of great interest to us. We went so far as creating what's called the ABLE National Resource Center to help promote these accounts across the country and to help offer programs such as Deborah's technical assistance in getting the word out and helping develop the programs and helping these the folks that are implementing the law better understand the disability community. So there's a lot of information there. You can go to the website at www.ablenrc.org. There's some informative videos that let people know what the parameters are around the programs and some more information about
So you're truly integrated in this program. You're not flying into Omaha to say, hey, thank you for setting up this program, we'll see you later. Yeah, you're in this pretty
And
deep.
you mentioned something
Right.
else there, Chris, the ABLE Act. That was pretty huge because of the bipartisan support
Right.
that came with that. Frame that up for our viewers if they're not familiar about that law and why it was needed.
Right. So the technical name is Achieving a Better Life Experience Act, and it was passed and signed into law December of 2014. And it was really done so after nearly a decade of advocacy work, both on the state, the federal, and the local levels. But it was really birthed out of just a group of parents sitting around a table and talking about the inequities of the experience of people with disabilities and their families. And it goes back to just the lack of opportunities to be allowed to save for their future. And it goes back to what you said, and I think one of the greatest things is really giving people with disabilities and their families peace of mind to know that they're allowed to save for their futures, oftentimes very uncertain futures.
I love this. Every bit about this
And
story,
I'll tell you,
Deborah.
we're
I
excited
love
to be
it.
there at the launch tomorrow because the information is right there on the screen. It all starts at 8:30 right there at Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium in the Desert Dome. Or right, is it in the desert or right outside?
It's outside.
It's
I hope
I
it won't
was gonna
rain,
say.
right? So we'll be
You're going to
outside.
stay dry. EnableSavings.com is the website.
Yes, and if you are just hearing about this plan and you want to be part of it, go to the website, and then everything launches tomorrow, so you can get that account open and start saving. Thank you, Chris.
Thank
nice
you
to
very
meet you,
much.
Deborah. Good to
Yeah,
have you
nice to meet
here.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot for coming.
Thank
We'll see
you.
you tomorrow. Guest of the Morning Blend starts